I wanted to make this quick video. Actually, I'm kidding. It might not be quick. Hey, welcome back to Income Trading 101. Tonight, and I'm making this video at about 11 p.m. on August the 10th, 2023. I want to look at a couple of trades. There's some trades that I'm eyeing for tomorrow, for Friday. These are 1 week option trades, and I want to use some technical analysis as well to kind of connect it over, so that you guys can see the way I use my use the information that I show you on this channel. So first off, I am a big fan of buying strength, right? I don't want to sell strength. And right here, what I see since April is really strength. I like we are looking at Cameco Corporation. I like the fact that they had earnings a few days ago, so there's really no big news pieces to drop. Let's go ahead and just tighten this up a little bit. Always want to have a sense of where the stock has come from, where it's been, so you know, are we looking at an all-time high, or is this just, a midterm high? So looking at the daily, this appears to be an all-time high, and I'm going to flip this out to monthly. So there we go. We go all the way back to 1997, and look at that. This is not an all-time high. Wow. How about that? I never start the video with any sort of Fibonacci analysis, but it just seems appropriate right now just to go to this bottom here and pull it over. And I just want to see where we are relative to where this thing has been. So current price right here, we are just below, look at that, we are $2 below the 61.8% Fibonacci retracement from its high in 2007. Holy crap, that's awesome. I think that's awesome. Anyway, maybe you guys don't get into it, but I think that's pretty awesome because that lets me know that this retracement could very well still be in play, still be at hand. In fact, if you don't believe me, look at this area here. In fact, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to create a horizontal line because this is our 50% retracement. And I'm going to get rid of the Fibonacci numbers just so you can see it clearly. So I'm going to come here, get rid of the Fibonacci retracement. This is the 50% retracement level. And look at how many times that level was important, right? So it's 50% between this area and this low down here. And yet it seemed to play resistance here, a floor there, I'm sorry, not a floor. That would be a ceiling here or resistance, a ceiling more or less here, aside from a couple of points, and a floor over here, which lets me know we just blew through this, right, recently. Let me pull this back out to the daily. That line, that level could still very much be at play, right? That was a ceiling there. Normally when you blow through a ceiling, it typically becomes support. So that bodes very well. Let's get rid of this for now. We're going to go ahead and do the normal analysis that I do. I don't want this video to be too long because the true goal is to talk about the trading that I do. But I want to get a sense of just where prices are. So I'm going to go ahead and do my normal, my 10-day. It's going to be my fast sort of. Let me know if we're bullish. I'm going to do a 20-day over here, and that'll be in red. If the 20-day is above my short term, my 10-day, then that means that we are bearish. And then I want a 60-day, which ends up being a 3-month look back at price. I'm going to make that yellow, and it gives me a lot of information. So we are definitely in a bullish period right now on the daily, which is fine. I'm not going to take this too low. I will look at, we're bullish on the weekly and likely on the monthly too because of where we are in terms of that retracement. Let's look at the 4-hour real quick. So the 4-hour is seeing a little consolidation. I like looking at these shorter time frames just to get a sense of where I might want to enter. But as I look at this for the daily, that really is what I want to know. So let's get rid of this real quick. Get rid of these moving averages. I'm really not that curious right now on the MACD, but I like that we still have some room probably to pop a little bit over the next week. I like that 50% retracement line is sort of might be playing support right now because that bodes well. I want to get into a bullish trade. My last little technical thing, you guys know, if you watch this channel, you know how much I love price channels. I think they are they are both visual and instrumental in helping you see where price is headed. And it doesn't have to be perfect because you never want to overfit, but it does need to at least contain most of the prices in an area, and that channel does. This is very strong, y'all. So for me right now, this is looking like a pretty solid go. So what I'm going to do is jump over here to where I've got Cameco options already open, and I'm looking for a short-term trade. I'll just be honest. I want a short-term trade. I like options. So what you're seeing here, these are the strikes in the middle. Over here you have calls, and on the right-hand side you have puts. I like buying things that are lower, that have, it's the old adage. It's the buy low and sell high. How do you know if you're buying low if you buy stock, right? The real way that I choose to do this is I buy options that are in the money, that have intrinsic value. So this 33.5, 34 call spread right now has intrinsic value. Why do I say that? Because we are trading at $34.18. This spread is fully in the money, which means it should be worth 50 cents. Right now, it looks like I could buy it for, they're suggesting a 31-cent bid, but I'm looking at, even if I just cross the bid-ask spread, which means I pay 113 over here and pay 80 cents over here, you do the math, that's just 33 cents. If I paid 33 cents for a spread that should expire 1 week from Friday, being worth 50 cents, that means that I made 17 cents on my 33 cents of capital, right? And if I do that, that is a return somewhere. Let's do the math real quick. We'll just go 17 divided by 33, right? Simple math. And that is 51.5% return. And that, my friends, would be in essentially 5 or 6 business days. That's not bad, right? 50% in 5 or 6 business days. So looking at putting that trade on tomorrow. Now, people that listen to my podcast, I post a podcast every either Friday night or Saturday morning. It's posted by 9 a.m. Central every Saturday. It's called the Weekly Option because I am an option trader. So that's just one trade. Next up, I was looking at, let's get rid of this because I'm wanting to fly through a few of these trades tonight. So LI, which is a Chinese automaker, electronic vehicle. Let's just go ahead and pull this. Again, they had earnings recently. We've seen they beat on their earnings and they've been lower off of the earnings, but I still, don't believe in selling strength, and I think they have had strength. Now, this is a concern. You've got a double top right there. That could be an indication that we're about to go lower, right? So maybe I don't want to put on this trade if we were, in fact, to go lower. Let's just look at that horizontal line. We'll just go boom right there and pull this on back out. I mean, you can see that is obviously a very significant level, but we are so close to it right now. We're just about $5 off of it, for almost $4.50 off from it. and this thing can move, right? This thing can move, it can jump. Fully expected to close that gap. So if we pop higher in this, then this could also be a nice little chunk of money that might be worth just taking it. I just want to take the money out of the market and put it in Mr. Eric's pocket, because that's what traders do. Let's quickly look at we don't have to look at the moving average. I can tell you right now that it all is looking bullish because of this. But you know what? We'll do it just because I like to be consistent for you guys and show you that I actually do live. I eat my own cooking, as they say, or I take my own medicine. So we're just going to go ahead and walk through this real quick. Yes, some of you might ask, can't you automate this setup? You actually can. You can make this a very personalized setup in TradingView, but I actually like to just go through this every time. It makes me stay on top of my skills and charting, and B, it's good for you guys to see. So there you go. Very much bullish still. We can flip this out to the 1 week. The 1 week we're bullish. The 1 month we're going to be bullish. I have to kind of look at the data over here. So we don't actually have 60 months yet, but you do have the green line is above the 60 month, and you can see the numbers over here on the left hand side. So if I'm over here using the last month, you still see that we are bullish even here by a little more than $1. So let's go back to the daily. Again, with this having been such a long upward trending period, the Fibonacci, I'm sorry, not Fibonacci, but the stochastic, the MACD really isn't going to be that helpful, and we really don't have a huge retracement to discuss because we saw a double top. So a double top means that we had a 100% retracement already. That does give me some reason for pause, but let's just see what's out there in the option land. So I'm going to go over here and click LI. And I actually these are short-term trades. I like making my money fast and clean. Anyway, so look at this, the 42 half call spread. And these are all debit spreads that I'm looking at. You've got, that's 31 cents. If I cross the bid ask spread, they're suggesting 29 cents over here. Again, 31 cents on this. If I pay 31 cents, that means I've got a possibility of a 19 cent return. So let's do the math. 19 cents on $31 of capital. That's a 61.29, or roughly 61.3% return in essentially 5 business days, depending on when I put this on tomorrow. Let's see what happens if we go lower. So if we go deeper into the money, look at this. So even without, you've got 25, that's 35 cents. We could pay 35 cents and have 15 cents on 35 cents. So it's like a 40-something% return. Again, for such a short period of investment, 42.8% return. I mean, who would walk away from that? I'm going to go one lower. So even in crossing this, if I were to cross this bid ask spread, right, you'd see 41 cents plus 3 cents is 44 cents. So 44, don't ever pay 44 cents to buy a 50-cent spread, because the most you're going to make is 6 cents. And truth of the matter is your commissions are probably going to eat that up. So the only one that wins is the brokerage, not you. But the reason I do this, the reason I go deeper into it, is I want to see where the market is saying this thing can go. And given that this spread is pricing the way it is, I'm thinking $41 or 41.5 is where this market is saying we could go. And that would be, oh, look at there, almost the bottom of the last. Oh, look at that. Wow. You guys, this is why I love technical analysis. So I'm going to put just an array right there at almost, I'm sorry, an array almost at 41.5 right there. So you can see we bounced off of that there, right? That also was the high that we had over here, $41.49, was a midterm high. And let's see if we got any more, if we have any other scenarios where that price played a role. So it looks like it did play a role back here in November of 2020. So the option price is giving you a heads up that maybe this thing could pull back. So I like that. So maybe I wouldn't look to make that 42 half. I'd probably look to do that 41 half, 42, because that is still a silly price, 30 cents. That makes me think the market doesn't believe, but that's okay because I'm managing risk. Like you have to be able to be comfortable managing risk. And even if this thing went out of the money, I'm certain that I could probably make back the bulk of my capital by flipping out of this trade because I know how to trade options and know how to turn a debit spread into a credit spread or an iron condor or all sorts of stuff. I could also turn around if I were to go ahead and buy that, right? I could also turn around and do something like, selling the 41 half, 41 put spread. Look at that. That's at least 12 cents there. They're saying 15 cents. I might be able to get it done. At the end of the day, though, you definitely want to stay vigilant and understand the risk that you're taking, because buying a call and selling a put spread is the same thing. Those are both long-term those are both bullish trades. Let's just do one more. I think I did Cisco on this channel recently, so I don't want to do that. How about a little, let's look at Schlumberger. Haven't looked at Schlumberger in a while. Little energy company, a little more mixed up, but they too had nice earnings recently. And the good thing about earnings having happened is you have fewer time bombs waiting for you in the market. Oh, look at this. Oh, this bad boy has room to grow, doesn't it? Not bad at all. Let's go ahead and flip this out to the monthly just to get a even larger. Oh, wow. How about that? Went public back in 1968. It's crazy. And no, I was not alive then. Look at this, huh? I wonder what a long-term Fibonacci looks like on Schlumberger. So, boom. Look at that. So we are above the 38.2. 65.15 is the 50% retracement. Wow. And that sort of region played as a price support back here in December of 17. And that region also saw some relevance back in 2006 and in 2010. Very interesting. When you're trading the monthly or you're trading based on monthly data, normally you are a long-term investor, right? If you're a long-term investor in this company, if you got in back here in the 90s, you're happy. But if you picked it up back here when this was a high-flying stock, you might be pretty ticked off still because you probably didn't make your return on it just yet. But that's okay because this thing appears to be pulling back. I mean, that 38.2% retracement is always a big one. If we cross that, and it looks like we have twice now, I would expect us to see 65.15, which would be the 50%. So let's go back to the daily real quick. I'm just going to bang these out. People always ask me how I find option trades, and I'm walking you guys through it right now. And for those of you who have not joined my channel, go ahead and subscribe. Like I'm doing this so that you guys see, yeah, like I eat on this. This is very real. I'm not one of those guys that never traded or traded for like 5 minutes, had one good trade and and then decided to start a YouTube channel. Like, I was a floor trader at the CBOE. I traded options. When I went to grad school, I got my MBA at a top program, University of Chicago, and I have worked for investment banks before. Didn't change the color. So this is what I do. This is how I think. And I am not a young man either. I've been doing this for some time. Doesn't mean I've been the most successful, but it does mean that I've had a lot of companies pay me very well over the years for doing some of this, and I'm happy to be sharing it with you guys at this point. So, all right, here we go. So you can see at the daily, we're still bullish. We're still bullish. This slower period of pricing recently, because their earnings were way back in July. Look at that, July 21st. So it's been a while. It's been a couple of weeks. So it's been sort of middling, and then it popped up recently. So that's the reason the 10-day and the 20 have sort of flattened off. But I still want to play a little bit with this. So still looking, I think with that Fibonacci analysis, net, it is bullish. I also like the fact that this is still very much a bullish line, right? If I were to do a regression of all the closes, right, just do a regression, the average line that comes in the middle that shows you like the trend line would be roughly the line that I just drew. So that's still very much headed higher. We're seeing higher highs and higher lows. So looking positive for Schlumberger. Let's jump over and see if we can find us a trade. We're going to find a trade. I want to do a short-term trade, like I said. So, man, I just love it. I love making quick money in these markets. And for me, 5 days of risk to be able to make 50% return, 61.29, whatever the return's going to be, I like it. So here, doing quick math, you've got 31 cents, 2 cents, that's 33 cents. If we were to cross the bid-ask spread, what's interesting is they're saying 37 cents here, which means that the price is likely going higher on this thing, right? But if I could cross that bid-ask spread early tomorrow morning, I might be able to actually, what am I doing? I'm doing the math wrong. That would be 41 plus 2 cents. That's 43 cents, not 33. So 43 cents, you wouldn't do that trade. The reason why, 7 cents is not enough to pay your commissions and walk away with enough money to make it worth putting you at risk, putting your capital at risk. Let's just see, Sebi. Yeah, Schlumberger's kind of done, but you could always go out another week if you want, and you might be able. Nah, that'd be 80. That's 80 cents. 90. Yeah, maybe Schlumberger isn't as good as I thought, but you know what? Let's do one more. I want to see some USO. Maybe I'll look at Oxy. I've had some nice Oxy trades over the last year. Let's take a look. Oh, sort of middling. I don't want to touch that one right now. Let's look at USO. Pulling back higher off of this last high, but not totally convinced just yet. Zoom, not so, or Zillow actually, not so much. I do like Cisco. Cisco is in a nice little bullish pattern. And, but they've got earnings coming. Nope, let's not touch Cisco just yet. How about Walmart? Don't look at Walmart often. Oh, look at that. That, my friends, is a bullish line, although they've got earnings coming up. Tell you what, it's late. I promised a short video. I already have gone well beyond that. So let's end things here. But definitely check out my podcast. The link is in the description. It's the weekly option podcast. So I'm going to be posting that either Friday night late or early Saturday morning by 9 a.m. on 9 a.m. Central. So check out my podcast if you want to start listening to and learning more about options. I give free trades every week. This is what I do. I love sharing it. I love teaching. So definitely check out the show. And hey, if you haven't subscribed to this channel, please go ahead and subscribe, like the video, maybe leave a comment. Let me know if you trade options too, or if you guys are just like short-term stock traders, so I can give you more of what you want. All right. Hope you're having a great week so far. Hey, TGIF in another, 37 minutes. It's almost Friday. So go ahead, get ready to wrap up this week and have a great weekend. And as always, happy trading. Take care.